Alright, so this is my Creative Mindsets Project 1. I'm going to start off with just giving a brief overview of the types or the concepts that we learned, and then also after I do that, I'm going to tie those concepts back into my personal experiences with those, and then I'm going to touch on one of the assignments that we did that really spoke volume to me and has actually impacted me uh, physically, um, and really helped me move in the right direction for that one. Without further ado, I'm just gonna get started with curiosity, and curiosity is just the desire to want to learn something new, and for me, I mean, this is extremely important when in my business because I'm just I'm always curious on how to do things differently. That way, I can become more efficient, and that's extremely important when you're cutting someone's grass every single week, and you're cutting the same amount of people. But if you can shrink the time that it takes you to cut those people, that's gonna benefit you tremendously because ultimately time is money. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is divergence. This is just by definition, it is the process of going in different directions. But what that means for me is before I really start a landscaping job, I always am sure to get a list of what all I'm gonna need, and then I research them, and I check the price, and everything related to the product, because good reviews, anything like that, because choosing the first product you find not only could result in that product not performing well, but also it could be a bad financial decision, if it's too expensive but not worth it, but also if it's cheap and doesn't work. The next thing is failure. This is just not succeeding. For me, this is typically like when I'm mowing. Sometimes I just tend to only go in one certain direction when mowing, and that's not always the best option. In fact, mowing in the same direction every week actually destroys your grass. Week after week, especially if the ground's a little wet. You get grooves in your yard, and uh, I'll do this for sometimes longer than I should, because it makes the mowing quicker. But sometimes that's not always the best option. Also now, uh, if I get overloaded sometimes, and I can't take on all the work, sometimes I prioritize the jobs that I know I've already done before, and rather than the new job that might have new challenges and really benefit me in the long run because it's helping me learn new things. But sometimes I just go for what is the easiest. Um, the next thing is ambiguity. This is just the quality of being open to more than one interpretation, and this this really comes into play when I first started my business. I was always trying to figure out things like on my own, but just even if I didn't know what I was doing, I would just kind of wing it and just kind of figure it out. Do the best for the customer, but just figure it out. As I went along. Um, but now I just feel like I always ask my stepdad. He previously owned a lawn care business. I always just kind of ask him, like, what's the best, what should I do, rather than figuring out myself, which is not being ambiguous, but it typically is the fastest route, and you actually usually learn more when you do kind of just wing it. Um, And then the last thing I just want to talk about is one of the assignments that has really impacted me, just how I do business and everything. Early on, we talked, in the assignment 2, Case for Creativity, we had watched a TED talk about infinite and finite players, or, just the terms. And, the finite businesses, they're the ones that drop out of the game because they're only focused on the competition. And for me personally, the infinite uh, players, those are the ones who, or businesses, those are the ones who always try to beat themselves and don't really worry about the competition. They know they're there, they know what they're doing, but they're not looking to beat the competition. And for me, that is tremendously important, because I've had friends start their own lawn care businesses, but for me, the best thing was just uh, not really focusing on them, just focused on myself. How can I make myself better? How can I become better? And that's really helped me succeed, because if I was really focused on what they were doing, then I might feel intimidated, or to move on, or do better. But the fact that I'm able to only focus on what I'm doing, and just improve myself, it's helped me achieve a lot more than I truly ever even expected this, like when I started. Thank you for watching.